Okay, got another brand to show you. A newer style gel ball blaster. I haven't seen this one yet. This is the M416, a little larger size. I guess I'd call it a medium size, not a mini. And it is from the brand ASMRCAP. You can see that right there. They do give you the nice little manual, which I like. Tells you about everything, how to put it together, some tips, some tricks in case you need them. Talks a little bit about their magazine, so we'll see. This is a bottom loader. We'll see how this one works. Hopefully it's going to work better. I hope their technology continues to advance, so let's hope for the best. So we'll start off, kind of go over all the parts, and we'll get it all put together. And then we'll do a separate video where I demonstrate it. We test the FPS. We see how hard this bad boy's shooting. Let's see everything included here. All right, plenty of gel beads, right? So about 20,000 gel beads here. And then each one of these is 500. So you guys know, if you the first video you've watched, soaking these is very important. Got to make sure you soak them properly, get them to the right size. I always recommend using a large container so there's plenty of room, and then using plenty of water and 4 to 6 hours, okay? One small bag of these would be plenty for this, okay? So I would only use like a 500 for something this size, plenty of water, 4 to 6 hours, drain off the excess water. They will not grow bigger than 7 to 8 millimeters, so don't worry about it. And then you can load them up and be ready to go. It's fine to store them for up to even a couple weeks if they're in an airtight container. Never store them in the magazine that's with the blaster or in any sort of hopper that is connected to a blaster. Okay, got that out of the way. Then we've got your battery and your charger. So again, this one's going to that 4-pin connection. So we got a 7.4 volt, 500 mAh battery. You can see it's this cylinder style or tube style. Just plugs into your AC, plugs into your USB charger that plugs into an AC adapter. Make sure you're plugging into an AC adapter that's at least 1 amp or greater. So I'm talking like a smartphone charger, a good one, not some weird off-brand one, or a tablet charger. And you'll see a bright red light when it's charging, and that light will turn off when it's fully charged. It will come to you partially charged, but it's best practice just to go ahead and charge it up completely. So when you're making those gel balls, go ahead and get that battery fully charged. Give you some safety glasses, of course. Keep those eyes protected when you're playing. We got a good amount of accessories here. Couple flip-up sights, different style than I've seen before. They're just going to slide onto the rail. We'll put them on. And then we've got your scope. People always ask, does the scope work? There's a tiny adjustment, but you guys remember, these are for cosmetic purposes primarily with these gel ball blasters. Unless you're spending hundreds of dollars on a gel ball blaster, it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend a ton of money on a scope. Unless you're really into it, then do whatever, it's your money. We've got your flash hider here. It'll go on the end of the barrel if you want it to. Buffer tube. And this one is a blaster that the battery goes in the buffer tube, so we'll see that. And then we got your main pieces of the blaster here, right? We've got your stock. You can see it's got an adjustment so that you can extend it out on that buffer tube, which I'll show you. The main part here, right? Your harness that's going to go through your buffer tube. Your safety on-off switch also allows you to put it into single shot where you can go ahead and just pull the charging handle and shoot one at a time without power. However, most people go fully automatic on it. Magazine well, magazine release button is right here. So let's go ahead and let's get this put together. All right, when it comes to the barrel, just gonna line it up. Make sure things line it up. Put it on, click it. You just wanna make sure the top of that rail is even, because you can put it on upside down and then the top of the rail won't be even. So just pay attention to that. Find it's next, it's easiest to go ahead, grab that buffer tube. So the buffer tube will actually come shipped inside the stock. So put the harness through there. And this is going to turn on much like the barrel did up front. So just kind of look for it to line up and twist it, and you're good. And you don't need to take it apart again once you've done this. I mean, taking any of these apart excessive amount of times is not going to be good. So don't do it. All right, so before we put the stock on, let's go ahead and put the battery in. So we got that battery fully charged. Best practice, again, battery first, then kind of connect it as you're getting it in here so that the harness is right at the top and you can grab it to change that battery when it's time to change it or charge it. If you jam that way down in there, I've seen people get it stuck on stuff, and then that's when you start ripping out wires and breaking your blaster. Stock goes on. You see this little button here? That's kind of the release button. Just push it down so you can slide it on all the way. And then if you want to adjust it, you can hear it clicking in place, right? So you're able to adjust it to all those different positions. Then we got your magazine. I'm going to go ahead and get this box out of the way. All right. So before we fill up the magazine, I'm going to put this to the side. Let's put on some of these accessories. Got your scope here, and these are just going to slide on. So they just slide on with pressure. You don't need to push too hard. I'm going to push this forward a little bit extra because I'm just going to, for the sake of this, put on your flip-up sights. So you got a flip-up sight that you can put on the back here. Put it on like this because the scope's in the way. You can flip that up, right? And then you got your front flip-up sight. And again, the same thing, just pushes on, and then you can flip it up. Muzzle, flash hider, this goes on the front with pressure. Push it there. We're ready to go. So you can see it's working. And then if you want to switch it and go to that charging, you can do that too. So we're pretty much ready to go. We just need to fill up the magazine. I'm glad to see the magazine is a little different style than I've seen on some of these other bottom fed magazines. So that's good. Just going to pop the door open and load it up with some gel balls. So on this one, you know, if you do have a funnel of some sort or a speed loader, it does help a little bit, but it's not too bad to be able to kind of funnel them in there. I just hold them over something like this, so if I drop them, they're going into the container. All right, so let's snap that down. And then this just lines up with your magazine well. Push it in till you feel it stuck in there, right? It's in there good. When you go to release it, your release button is right here. You're just gonna push that button down and then just kind of pull it out. The more you use it, you know, obviously the easier it'll slide right out, but you want it in there nice and tight anyway. So we got it in there, it's ready to go. Time to go test it. So again, what we got here is your M416 electric gel ball blaster from ASMRCAP. A little bit of a different design than we've seen because of that way the magazine works and some of the other features on it. So we'll check it out, and hopefully it's going to shoot pretty well, and hopefully we'll get some decent FPS out of it. So thanks for your support, guys. Comments or questions, put them down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and please tell your friends and participate in all the giveaways I do.